Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Today, I wanted to address the question is, what do I say to people that don't believe? And sometimes I get that. I get non-believers all the time. Truthfully, I'm not interested in them. And I'm not trying to be arrogant, but I like to, shift my energy to people that really do believe because they have so much that they need to get accomplished in a reading, and I'd rather focus on them. But sometimes I will get the skeptics, but they come open and they just want to see. And I think kudos to them. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't believe that anybody who comes and sees me has to be a believer. But it does help facilitate when you're open. Because if you're not open, I've asked people to leave, this is not working because you're not letting it. It's a two-part thing, okay? And if your energy is resistant to it, it's going to be very, very hard for me to get the messages because you're closing them off. And there's no point in wasting your time or mine, okay? Now, I have a lot of people that will just say, I don't believe in God. And I'll say, well, it's you're okay with that? I respect everybody's answer to that because I'm not here to change your thoughts. I'm really not. But I'm here to enlighten your thoughts. There's a big difference. So, there's a lot of tragedies that go on every single day. And by some small miracle, a lot of them, they should have died and they didn't. And it starts to change people's thoughts because they feel different, or what happened in the hospital, or what happened when they were lying in the car unconscious and help came and they were in a dream with their grandfather, and they saw their grandfather, and they're just lying there bleeding, and paramedics are coming, and the next thing that they remember is waking up and that they were greeted by a loved one, and they can't explain it, and they never believed. So I take all that into an accountability to it has to be your time when you're ready to believe. The reason I say that, because I get a lot of doctors, I get a lot of surgeons that come and see me. And at some point in their life, they want to know more because something has happened. I've even had many doctors who have spoken on TED, and they come and see me, they fly in, and they want to know. And they want to be made aware of clearer things because now they're in a holding pattern. They can't explain it scientifically, and they try so hard to beat the odds. And yet they're left perplexed, like something is still not right and I need a deeper understanding of it. And that's when they'll come to me. And I'll tell you, it's very heartfelt, and we make some groundbreaking things each and every time. So you don't have to believe, but at some point in your life, I do believe something will happen where it just won't make sense. And then it counters it where you're starting to think. So to those of you that don't believe, I honor it and I respect it. I don't agree with it, but be open, because maybe it doesn't happen to you, but it could happen to other people around you, and they're not liars, and they're really coming through with these stories, and they're very, very open about them, and they're very truthful. Now, I also want to address when people say, it's against the Bible. Well, first of all, you are really, really countering what God has given people as gifts. And that's why I say sometimes, really, God gets a bad rap by what you're anticipating. You're not God, number one. So how dare you say to somebody that they're a witch or it's the works of the devil? It is not, especially when you use it for good and you're helping people. So I want to address it because a little bit I feel your ignorance to that, and I am addressing it head on because I think anyone who doesn't understand God's work and God giving us something good and enlightening us to do something good with love, that's a big sin right there. So to all of you that think that this is treachery, it's evil, it is not when it's being dealt with goodness and love, because that is what God's about. And that is what I've always taught my child and everybody around us. So if God has given different talents to different people, that's God. And I am so blessed that God gave me the talent that I have, and that I can do really good with it. I love finding missing people. I do. That to me is everything. It takes precedence to everything that I do. And that's important, and I couldn't do this without God. So I thank God every single day, every minute when somebody is being found or remains are found. I mean, either way, it's closure for the families, but it's very important. There are really good people that do this, and they are highly respected in my book. Now, are there bad psychic mediums and they try to take your money? Yeah, but there's good and bad in anything. Pick a subject and there's good and bad. So you just have to do your homework, you do your research, you go with your gut feeling, and you go with it. And then you'll see what happens. But I do believe in talent, and I love talent when I see people that can sing, that can dance, they can do surgery, they can teach beautifully to people that never could understand it by someone else. There's all kinds of talented people out there, and I just say, that's God. So I hope this has enlightened you. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for subscribing. Look for more YouTubes coming, and I will address as much as I can. I do read all your questions, just so you know. I read them, and a lot of times my producer Travis and I, we go through them together, and we will talk about the ones that really need a little bit more enlightening. Please keep the questions coming. We love them, and like I said, I read each and every one of them personally. So I want to say thank you, and my love to all of you. Until next time, subscribe to YouTube. Bye-bye.